Hi everyone, it's Cindy and I have a project share. But first let me say I apologize for not having been around for almost the last month. I realized that my last video was quite a while ago. I've been busy, as you can see, and I've also made this book. I've been working on these 5 books, 6 signatures. This book has 2 signatures, and the others each have 1. I've also been sick, had lots of company, had just lots going on. It's been difficult to find time well, I haven't wanted to make videos until I finished these. It was difficult getting time to come here. But let me show you, first of all, this one. This is for a swap on Sabrina Kaye Country Crafter, Sabrina's channel. And then the other ones are going to be listed in my shop. And so they're very similar inside. They're all Santa Claus themed. I have a lot of Santa stuff just because I love Santa myself. So let me get these out of the way. And I'll show you what's going on. I wanted to do a book for this swap because of the person getting it. And so I did that. Have it tied with some grosgrain ribbon here. I think I might scuff this ribbon up a little bit to make it match a little more. The whites are not very white, as you can see. This is the result of the dies the die set that I purchased, the Tim Holtz Jolly Saint Nick. I love it. This paper is from a Recollections paper pad I bought last. It's called Cozy Cabin, by the way. And then for the spine, I stamped my own fabric with a Santa stamp that I have. And I guess that's just going to fray off, as it will. I looped the ribbon, the closure around the stitching, just to keep it in place. It's very annoying when your ribbon gets away from you. Didn't do anything special on the back. And it's a chipboard cover with a 1.5 inch spine that really has expanded a little bit. And then I covered all of that with this deep red cardstock and went from there. On the inside cover, I used papers to make pockets and tags from several different collections, and also papers inside from a few different collections. So you'll see this pocket is from a Prima, the Victorian Christmas. Tags are all over the place, and I'm not going to describe everything. You can see there's Tim Holtz paper dolls, and even this collage paper is Tim Holtz. Some washi here. This is Tim Holtz ephemera. This is cut from a piece of Tim Holtz paper from a paper pad I bought last year. Bunch of washi tape. So yeah, that's how it goes. I just sort of got into making my tags. This is paper from the Recollections pad that I was being Santa-centric, so there he is. And this ribbon that I've had for a couple of years that someone sent me in some Happy Mail. Another Santa stamp. I love that one. And tea-dyed paper on the back. This is sort of a collage-y type tag. Some book paper and a puffy sticker, some Tim Holtz ephemera here and here. This is Tim Holtz worn wallpaper, the Christmas version, washi tape, and it's an index card, upside down, of course, to the tag, but that's okay. And just tucking that back behind here. There are 22 pages, 22 sheets of paper. So 44 pages, 88 pages altogether in each signature. So just pretty simple for the most part. I'm hoping everything is in camera. I think we'll get there, put that down just a little. There we go. And so, yeah. I was real happy with the way my tea dyeing turned out. Everything has such really cool patterns on it. There's some second generation stamping here of a Santa. I wanted it pale enough that it would be easy to write over. This is some legal paper. This is paper from the, actually, no, it's just some gray paper that I use various times in books that I have. Another pocket I made. This is made from masking paper from Lowe's, and I doubled it over, and then I stitched it in place. This one is stitched in place, I believe. No, I'm not. It's just not. It's just glued in place. I don't know. Anyway, and, you know, a couple kinds of, some ribbon and some trim. This is the trim from the Dollar Tree. Some tea-dyed cheesecloth. These are lots of ephemera from Tim Holtz, another stamp. And this is a card from the Victorian Christmas collection with some paper on the back for journaling, as well as this one. All my tags have paper on the back unless they're light colored themselves, and we're heavy enough to be a tag. So there's more stamping, and actually this is a piece of graph paper that faded, and the ink sort of collected up here at the top. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Let me twist it around there. I think it's kind of cool. So, yeah. I stitched these word cards into the books. This one is Wishes. This is a real pretty tag, turned out. I love this one. This is Tim Holtz ephemera, all of it. And then this is more of the worn wallpaper. Put it on red cardstock and then backed it with tea-dyed paper. And just clipped it onto this piece of paper, cardstock from one of the Tim Holtz pads. And left that blank because I felt like you could write on it. This is paper from one of those books that I just purchased that had the two-handed music. So it was landscape, and I love how it looks in a book. Some ribbon I purchased online from another crafter a while back with Santa Claus sort of scattered all over it, and I just made that into a pocket. Another tag with all of my stuff going on. And this one is a sort of combination. There's some book paper underneath, some washi tape. This is a bit of a piece of paper from the Victorian Christmas. This paper is from, and I didn't put coffee dyed or tea dyed paper on there. I'll lay that aside. And this is from the Maps, Ledgers, and Text paper. I love, again, how the tea dyeing turned out. Some more stamping. A lot of Santa stamps, as you can imagine, if I love Santa. And all of that. Here's a ruffle I made. I bought some Debbie Mum fabric last year, the year before, and there were these panels with different Santa Clauses on them, and I just tore them down to the panels, but then there was all these strips in between, so I just made them into ruffles. And just put the washi tape on the back for decorative purposes as well, but to reinforce where the stitching went on this paper because it's kind of crackly. Some more Ledgers and Text paper. This is brown masking paper. This is a page from, I don't know if you remember, I bought some magazines from my friend Diana at a Pretty Pink Cottage a while back called, oh no, it would do that on me. Just leave my name. Does it say? No, of course it doesn't. Oh, Good Old Days. Yes, Good Old Days magazine. But I love how yellow they are. There's some fun little stories on this page on the back. But I included it for the vintage advertising page. Some stationery that I also tea-dyed. Merry Christmas on this side. And this was some paper, same gray paper, but when I tea-dyed my paper, I have a gingerbread pan, and I laid this on that, and so you can see the gingerbread boy and girl. And I thought that was kind of fun. A fabric flip. This fabric here, and this one, this is what my tree skirt is made from on one side, and then there's another fabric and some other fabric flips that is on the other side. And I had purchased enough to make stockings for the four of us, Jason and Tiana and Farron and I, and I never finished them. My sewing machine died in the midst of it, my old sewing machine, and so it lay here for months and months and months and months, and then it turned into years. I did it the first year the kids were married. They just celebrated their 10th anniversary, and I sacrificed them for, I needed some Christmassy fabrics to play with. So here they are. Another piece of Tim Holtz paper. I think, no, I didn't do it on that one. I might add some tea-dyed paper on this as well. I need to do that. When you do 5 books, you think you've done it enough times, but you realize you don't. In each of the centers of the signatures, I did a stencil. On this one, it says Naughty and Nice. On the ends of the strings that I used to tie the book, there's some charms. This one is a little Christmas tree and a stocking, if they're fun. And a little sort of collage-y thing I did with some fabrics and this little Tim Holtz ephemera bit. And see, I did put tea-dyed paper here. A little stamping up here. This says Santa's Workshop. And I'm just going to go through the one signature because they're very much alike. This is the other part of that gingerbread paper. This one wasn't quite as clear. There you go. And now we're getting to here's the bottom of that stationery with a Santa Claus on it. And the other side of that paper from the good old days. This is the brown masking paper. It has just a little piece of Santa washi up there that I cut off, just one piece. And more of that, ledgers and maps, etc. This is a room I bought last year. I just thought it was so cute with the bottom half of the Santa. Made another pocket out of it. And these tags, this one is another collage-y one, using the Tim Holtz paper dolls. This is a bit from paper. See, this one is the fabric, the paper itself, the cardstock that I didn't cover it. Little cheesecloth. Yeah, this is from the Victorian Christmas. I thought it was kind of fun. And this one is worn wallpaper, and I just love that beautiful blue print. And used blue paper to set it off. A little piece of washi. So I have fun making my tags. I had to make over 100 tags for these books, and I really feel like I probably should have made more, but there comes a time. More washi to cover up and reinforce where the stitching was. Ledgers and maps, etc. page. Some another one of those pages. Just some red polka dot fabric I had that I tea-dyed, and a couple of more tags. Again, some on blue. This is the worn wallpaper. This is Tim Holtz ephemera here and here. Just like them all together. This is from the cozy cabin from Recollections, and I didn't put any paper on the back because. And this is from the Victorian Christmas. More washi covering up the stitching. And here we have a little, this is an index card that I folded in half and decorated. I had these puppy stickers that happen to have the little peppermint starburst, and it's peppermint. And I thought this little piece of worn wallpaper commented. But it's just on an index card for a journaling spot. And paper clipped in place. And, let's see. Little stamping again. And here we come to the end of that signature. On this one, I used on some of the Tim Holtz paper and made these little matchbox notebooks, or matchbook notebooks, I should say. And they just pop closed like that. They turned out real well, I think. And had a die cut from Cottage Cuts that I put on each of them. So they're the same in each of the 6 signatures of these books. So real quickly, I'm just going to show some of the differences. This is that same paper that I used for a tag on the front. More worn wallpaper with some lace. There's a little scrap of that paper I used for a pocket in Victorian Christmas and that same ribbon. And this is just a tag from Victorian Christmas. And I put tea-dyed paper on the back. Again, second generation stamping. And this is a tag with tags. These are all from the Victorian Christmas. These are glued down. You couldn't pull them out or anything, but you might be able to tuck something behind if you wanted to. And here I used that first Santa ribbon and layered it with some bits of Tim Holtz ephemera. This pocket has some of this ribbon paper, or whatever they call it, paper ribbon from Hobby Lobby. It's this buffalo plaid, and I thought it worked really well with all the other papers, and so used it in a couple of places. Again, washi where the paper was a little weakened. Here we have some of the Tim Holtz paper, and this is the matchbook for this one. I just wanted to make it a little different in this second signature in this book. There's that tag again that says, in this case it says Santa, that I sewed in place. But this little matchbook opens this way, and the pages are vertical, of course. And the little die-cut piece here on the front comes from a side order die set from Tim Holtz. And, yeah. Christmas, or the music paper, and another one of those pockets from the ribbon. A collage bit here. This is a Victorian Christmas piece with coffee dyed paper, or tea dyed paper. This just is a book page, and some, this is a decoupage napkin. This is a Tim Holtz piece, I believe. On the back is some other music and some more Tim Holtz and a book page. And inside are just various bits and pieces of paper that's suitable for writing on, for journaling. So there's that. More stamping here. And you can see just a bit of washi there. And this is some of that Victorian Christmas toile that I used before from my Christmas stockings that never were. And a paper sack, and I don't remember seeing that on the other side. I wonder how I was past that. But anyway, I just decorated a little bit with a little journaling card there and a Santa Claus here. And inside is a tag layered up like that. And again, it was light enough on the back that I thought it could be journaled on, so I didn't add. Here's the page from the good old days. And like I said, the pages are very, very similar. A little bit different order sometimes. Did add some tea-dyed paper here along with this little girl. I thought she was so cute and wanted to keep her in the book. Here's this fabric flip, and this is one of the other stocking fabrics that I had. And so there's some little muslin and a bigger piece of that fabric from Debbie Munn. So, yeah. This is the other stencil I had for this Santa Claus, and all of the other books have this in it. These charms are a Santa hat and a Santa Claus. And, you know, I don't think there's anything really remarkable about the last part. There's that little montage, some stamping, advertising, and the other side of this paper sack with that beautiful, this is a cutout from the Cozy Cabin, and that's a Tim Holtz piece, and inside is this sort of collage piece with, these are, it's a single word chip from Tim Holtz, but I cut it in half and distressed it. And so yeah, more worn wallpaper. I love that stuff this year. The Christmas one is beautiful. And there you go. This was kind of fun. I took one of those slide mounts and just put a little girl inside it for a little tuck spot here. And let's see what else. If there's anything else you need to see. I don't think so. It's, here's the back page. More of that ribbon. And a tag here. And this is from a Bow Bunny paper collection that I had a long, long time ago. And I just supposed to cut them out and put them on black cardstock to set them off and reinforce them. And that's the book. I'm going to make another video to show you the other books, and so please watch for that video. And thanks for watching.